And welcome to Battle of Wits. We are here in Season 2, Episode 2, with some hilarious Montreal comedians. Tonight we have with us Monica Hamburg. Hello, Monica.
Hello. Thanks for having me.
Thank you for being on. How are you doing?
I'm okay. I'm pandemic-y. I think that's how I would describe myself.
Yeah, that's fair. And right below Monica, we have Jennifer June Chapman. Hello, Jennifer. How are you doing?
Hi, I'm fine. How are you doing?
I'm good, thanks. And next to Jennifer, below me, we have we have Peter J Radomski. Hello, Peter. How are you doing?
I'm as good as can be while the world is on fire.
That's very good. That's still positive. So I like it. I like that energy. Okay, let's get this show started with the warm-up round. In the warm-up round, I will ask you all some interesting questions, and you will answer to the best of your ability. So this one has a bit of a theme because it is currently October, and hopefully I will release this episode before Halloween. No promises. But the theme of this one is it's got a vaguely Halloween theme to it. So with that in mind, our first question is, what is a bobach? I had to write down the pronunciation and write back of throat sound. So bobach is what? Monica?
It is a creature that haunts cakes in Russia.
Any specific type of cakes?
Usually the kind that has no flavor. Just a very bland cake. And if you make one of those, it'll haunt it.
Okay, wow, good to know. I will watch out for haunted cakes. Okay, Jennifer June, what is a bobach?
Well, Monica was really close. A bobach is a treat, but it's a chocolate in the shape of a coffin, and it used to be given out to people a long time ago on Halloween, and that's where the treats came, like the handing out candy thing came from.
Okay, very good. And Peter, what is a bobach?
A bobach is not a who, it's a what. He was a finalist in America's Got Talent several years ago. Actually, no, it was American Idol. He was from the South, and he was very, very popular. I think he was the second place finalist. But his name was Bo Bach. No relation to Johann Sebastian Bach.
All right, very good. All very good answers. I'm going to give that one to Monica. I like the confidence, and it sounded kind of true.
Thank you.
So good job. You were all incorrect, of course. So it's actually another word for a scarecrow. So it's another word for a scarecrow. There are a bunch of different names for scarecrows I discovered. Do you guys have any ideas what some other names for scarecrows might be?
Ralph?
Ralph, yes. Yep. It was my high school boyfriend was actually a scarecrow named Ralph. So yeah.
That makes sense. I was going to go with David Caruso, but that's a very dated reference.
Tootsie Rolls were the first candy to have this distinction. Jennifer June, what were Tootsie Rolls the first candy to have this?
Tootsie Rolls were the first candy that were made actually from burnt ingredients. So it started a trend, but they were actually the first.
Yeah, I feel like there's like a backstory behind why were they using burnt ingredients?
Well, the thing is they had very limited ingredients, and it was a small family business actually, and they had very, very limited ingredients. It was the beginning of their business, and they burnt all the candy and couldn't actually afford to go and buy more ingredients. So they just sort of hoped that it would slide and no one would notice. But it has a very sort of caramelly, the molassesy, gooey. I don't know. People went for it. I don't actually like them to this day, so I don't understand how that flew, but it did. And
Yeah. Makes sense. Makes sense. Peter, what were Tootsie Rolls what was the distinction they had?
They were the first exclusive confectionery to be featured as a cross-promotional device for a film, named, of course, after the 1982 film Tootsie, featuring Dustin Hoffman. And so the Tootsie Rolls was an attempt at getting children to be interested in the film and families alike. It didn't quite work, but the candy remained.
Okay, very good. All right. And Monica, what is your answer?
Well, these were great, but obviously incorrect. The correct is that they were the first candies to easily break apart. And how that came about was Tootsie was the inventor. That was her name. And she recently, before she made this, she was involved in a very acrimonious divorce. And she felt she was breaking apart. And then it sort of led to this invention.
Very good. Those are all very excellent answers. I'm going to give it to Jennifer June. Excellent round, though. Excellent round. So they were actually the first individually wrapped penny candy in America. So it's a little specific. But, yeah. You can just imagine, like, on a hot summer day, just a brown paper bag of unwrapped Tootsie Rolls, just
melting.
Delicious.
Yeah. Bees and flies everywhere. Okay, we have 2 more questions left in this round. Peter, you will be the first to answer this one. You can be fined $1,000 US if you are caught with this in Hollywood, California on Halloween. What is it?
I would say Kinder Eggs, actually.
Kinder Eggs? Okay, yeah.
Kinder Eggs, because they are illegal in a lot of parts of the United States because of the toy inside. And so it could be illegal to distribute them because it's considered a choking hazard for children.
Mm-hmm. That is true. Monica, what is your answer?
It is illegal to carry around a headshot on Halloween.
Oh.
I can explain, but I don't really have to, right?
No, please do though.
Actors are annoying enough, but at least you can tell them apart. But then suddenly everyone's wearing an outfit and whatever, and then these idiots are distributing headshots. I say that as a recovering actor, and it's just a no-go. So
I'm also a recovering actor. It's hard,
It is. We have a support group.
Yeah. All right, Jennifer June, what is your answer?
It actually is illegal to walk around Halloween with any kind of lip or ass plumping aids of any kind, just simply because it is not in not in the spirit of Halloween, I guess, is what their deal is. But yeah, it's not cool to go out as everyone does, and if you're gonna go out dressed up, you should at least make an effort, I suppose. They're very strict about these things there. I don't understand it exactly, but
I think it's a costume guild thing.
It is a guild. You're right. No, you're right. Yeah. Actually, it's coming to me now. That is exactly what it is. It's a guild thing.
Yeah, it's a guild thing. All right, all excellent answers. I got to give that one to Monica as a recovering actor as well. So it's actually silly string. So you can be fined if you even have like silly string in your hair. You can get fined $1,000 specifically in Hollywood, but in particular on Hollywood Boulevard because it's fancy there, I guess. And yeah,
still a guild thing. I'm sure.
Still, yeah. The Tootsie Pop roll thing was actually the Lollipop Guild. Got the wrapping for that. All right, we have a final question in this round. Monica, you will start this one.
Okay.
According to lore, what are the 3 signs that someone is a werewolf? So there are 3 specific signs. One of them is an either or, which is weird. But yeah, there are 3 signs that somebody is a werewolf. What are they, Monica?
Okay, so Laura is actually the man that came up with these rules. So they're kind of nonsensical, and I really don't have any control over that. They wouldn't wear silver earrings. They wouldn't, so the sign is that they're not wearing silver earrings. So any other earring, absolutely fine. Especially the cherry ones I'm wearing now. Those are good. They cannot play backgammon. So if you ask them to, they're lost. So that's really on them. Also,
they're not allowed, or they don't know how.
They don't know how.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
No, they have no clue. Also, they always carry around Android phones. Never an iPhone.
That makes sense to me.
It does.
Okay, very good. You know, I was a little worried that I was a werewolf for a second, but I have an iPhone, so.
Okay, you're good. You're good.
Yes, I'm safe. All right, Jennifer June, what are the 3 signs that somebody is a werewolf?
Well, the 3 signs that somebody is a werewolf is, well, first of all, the obvious, the white sideburns that don't match the rest of their hair. That's a big one. No matter how much they shave or try and color them with Grecian formula or whatever that stuff's called. I can't remember. It doesn't. It just, they're always white.
I told you that in confidence.
And the other 2 telltale signs that someone is a werewolf is the Dungeons and Dragons tattoo on the inside of the left wrist that they all have. They're born with it. So I don't even know that it's really called a tattoo, but it's more of a birthmark, I suppose. And they all have some kind of a speech impediment. Not in a bad way, it's just a notable speech impediment.
Okay, very good answer. Peter, I feel like you might know this one.
Next? Am I next?
Yeah, and you only showed us one of your wrists, Peter, so.
Well, that was... Okay, they're respectful of other cultures. They ask which pronouns to use. No, sorry, that's a woke wolf, not a werewolf. If they howl at the moon, would be 1. If they have been spayed or neutered and follow leash ordinances, and if they use the tree as a bathroom.
Okay.
That would be a sign, yes.
Very good. Those are all very, very well done. I will give this one to Peter because you had a couple of them that were actually correct. So the real signs that somebody is a werewolf is their eyebrows meet in the middle. You've got codependent eyebrows. They have, no, this one is an either or, so they need one of these things. They have hair on their palms or a noticeably long middle finger. So if it's just like really long middle finger, they have that. Everyone's checking their fingers. And obviously the final one is they turn into a wolf at midnight. So during the full moon. So, you know, that's Monica.
I just enjoyed that you said these are the real signs. Someone is a werewolf.
Yes.
Got it. Yes, the true signs of people being a werewolf.
Wait, werewolves aren't real? What?
All right, we're gonna have a talk after the show.
Should not have shot that person with that silver bullet. Oh no,
they probably deserved it.
Just gonna call my lawyer real quick. I don't have a lawyer. I'm bored. Okay.
Can I just use this opportunity to mention that I'm working on a spec script based on the information you mentioned. It's called Frida Kahlo Werewolf. My breath. Never mind. That wasn't worth it. I'm sorry.
Bad jokes are always better when you mutter under your breath after. That's a real sign. That's a real sign.
There's a reason. Yeah. Okay.
I have to explain it, but it was good, Peter. It was good. Believe in yourself.
It's a telltale
Why
sign of a
start
real
now?
comic.
Okay, at the end of the warm-up round, Monica is in the lead with 2 points, and Peter and Jennifer have 1 point apiece as we go into the What Does It Mean round. In this round, I will tell you all a word, and you will tell me what it means. I will also show you the word because I am bad at pronouncing things. Our first word is SMICKER. SMICKER. And we will start at the bottom this time. Peter, what does SMICKER mean?
It was used by the late actor Mickey Rooney as his ill-fated attempt at a hip-hop career as his rap name. That really was terrible.
It's okay.
No, it wasn't.
Because like Mick, there's Mickey in there. I get it. It's a walk, but you know what? Sometimes it's nice to go for a walk.
Off a plank in this case.
Yeah, I mean, maybe.
Yeah.
Jennifer June, what does SMICKER mean?
SMICKER is really easy. It is when one snickers, SNI, whatever you spell it, which typically is done with the head turned a bit and down so as to not be obvious. But a SMICKER is when you do it quite smugly and overtly so that everyone can see how proud of yourself you are when you do it.
Very good. Monica, what is your answer?
Well, there's 2 possible definitions, so I'm not quite sure which one you want. So I'll go with the more popular one. It's a SMICKER. See, a person who smacks people is called a smacker, and a SMICKER is a person who just walks up to people and kind of flicks them, just smicks them. So
that I just hearing that. Just there was a kid on my school bus that used to do that.
What a SMICKER!
Oh, what a yada yada. Those are all very good answers. Jennifer, you were actually the closest to it. You were all incorrect. But
What?
Some more than others.
Yes. Some of you should be ashamed of yourselves. So it's to look amorously at someone. Or it says after someone. So like if somebody's like leaving the room and you're like, yeah, that's acting school. Right
That
there.
was great. I was about to say clearly, that was great.
Anyway, yeah, so it's to look after somebody with longing and desire in your heart. Although now I think when somebody leaves the room, the look you give them is like, oh man, were we within 2 meters of each other? Were they wearing a mask? But you know. Okay, our next
meter.
Very good. Thank you. Our next word, TEAZEL. TEAZEL. Jennifer, what is a TEAZEL?
I'm pretty sure it's not a noun. I think it's not teasel to teasel to teasel. It's to back home a Christmas tinsel. I know that's what it is. Yeah. Back home in Christmas tinsel. Teasel.
Very good. All right. Monica, what does teasel mean?
Oh, it's the edgier version of an easel. So when you paint, it's a very slippery surface, and you paint and it all just slides down. It's a teasel. It teases you that you're painting.
I like that. All right. And Peter, what does teasel mean?
Well, Monica was close, but it's actually it's a hyphenated word. It comes from tiny easel. It's used for little people who paint. It was actually the easel used by Toulouse-Lautrec. Was the teasel. It's actually a type of plant.
Very good. I was going to give you the point for the
Damn it.
tiny easel one, but you are actually correct with the plant one. So Point to Peter. Well done, sir. So it is, Peter, can you tell us what type of plant it is?
I just remember my mom having a number of plants. She still does, and at one point talking about them to me. But I remember the name because I have an aunt in Germany with a very similar name to it. Her name is Liesel. And so she would say, oh, a TEAZEL, and it was easy to remember. Other than that, I don't know much about it. I just remember that it's a name similar to my aunt.
Oh, very nice. Okay, yes. So it's actually a prickly herb plant that looks like a cacti. It has a flower head with sharp leaves. And it was once used to comb wool. So it could have also actually been used to backcomb tinsel. So we're all champions in this round.
Except me, but we're cool. We're cool.
You're the people's champion, Monica.
Like the People's Choice Awards. It doesn't really count, but it's okay, for sure.
All right, our final word of this round is lickspittle. Lickspittle. So, Monica, could you please tell me what lickspittle means?
Yeah, I'm very awkward, so this happens to me a lot. It's when you're talking and you spit, and then you try to cover it up by just kind of licking very quickly.
That's very good. Peter, what is lickspittle?
Never on the first date.
Oh, very good.
That's all I came up with. Just
Okay.
I think we shouldn't discuss it in mixed company and never on the first date. That's
Okay.
That's really. And I think, quite frankly, to mention it before 9 o'clock, we should be ashamed of ourselves.
Yeah. Also, I'm sending this link to my grandma, so you'll have to apologize to her.
You're the one who brought it up.
Jennifer June, what is lickspittle?
Lickspittle is a measurement of time, and that's where lickety split came from.
Ooh.
That's very good. Okay, yeah, I think Jennifer gets that point. It is actually, you're all just very wrong. It's someone who reveres authority, similar to a kiss-up or a brown-noser. So someone who's a bit of a suck-up is a lickspittle. The more you know. At the end of that round, it's still a very close game. Peter and Monica have 2 points apiece, and Jennifer June is in the lead with 3 points as we go into our 2 truths and 1 lie round. Now it is time for 2 truths and 1 lie. In this round, each of our contestants will tell us 3 stories, 2 of which are true, 1 is a lie, and we will ask them questions to figure out which is the lie. Jennifer June, because you are in the lead, you will go first. Please tell us your 2 truths and 1 lie.
My 2 truths and 1 lie are, when I was a young child, I had a sister. Well, I still have her. I have a sister. When I was young, I poisoned her. That's one of my stories. The other one is that I ran into a burning building to save a box of ashes. And my other story is that I had to fake a religion for 3 different jobs that I've had in order to not get fired from them.
Okay, very interesting stories. Monica, you can ask the first question. What's your first question for Jennifer June?
I have a feeling I know which one, but I'm gonna ask. So, what did you poison your sister with?
It was rat poison.
Okay, and was this an accident or?
No, I mean, sort of. Like, I didn't. Well, it was rat poison. I knew it was poison to rats, but being only 8 years old, it didn't honestly occur to me that it would also be poisonous to humans. And it smelled a lot like popcorn.
Okay. So it wasn't like you were like mad at her and you're like, this will make you feel sick.
No,
okay.
Just a jerk face move. Like, haha, hey, Sarah, want some popcorn? And like, then the next part would be like, ha, you ate rat poison.
Did she actually ingest any of it?
She did. Yeah, she did. Yeah.
All right. Peter, do you have any questions?
Yeah, what was the religion that you faked?
Well, I pretended I was Jewish.
Was that the only one? You said there were 2 others.
No, all 3 times.
Oh.
What were the
all 3 times, all 3 jobs.
What were the jobs?
I worked in a theater, like as an usher and a like snack counter bar person. Mm-hmm. I was a preschool teacher in a Jewish private preschool. And I was like a mommy's helper person that went in homes and helped new moms.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. Some of that makes sense. Why, for the usher job, did you need to fake being Jewish?
It was a Jewish theater, and they assumed I was Jewish. I just went with it because they kept sort of including me in everything. You know, us people. So it was too late. Like I couldn't. And how do you even say it? Like, I'm not a Jew. Like, you know, I couldn't. I was just like, yeah, us.
Yeah, us. Yeah. Okay. All right. Peter, do you have any other questions? I can't remember.
How many years apart were these jobs that you kept pretending to be Jewish?
The first 2 were sort of overlapping, actually. And then the third one would have probably been at about 10 years later.
Okay. Wow.
Sorry, what was the second truth/lie that you were saying? I remember.
Oh, the other one was that I ran into a burning building to save a box of ashes.
Okay. What building was burning?
My apartment building.
Okay.
Burning, yeah.
Okay. Any further questions?
Did you get fired when they found out you weren't Jewish?
They didn't. Oh, actually, one of the jobs I did confess just when the place was closing down. But aside from that, no one.
That's like salt in the wounds.
By the way.
I think this relates to the burning building one. I think burned down a workplace.
Yeah. And by the way,
it really, it was easier to burn the building down than to actually confess that you weren't Jewish. So
I've felt that way before. It's just sort of like, you know what? If I just burn this place down, as long as nobody gets hurt, what's a bit of property damage?
Companies have insurance, right? Yeah,
exactly.
That's fair.
Yeah. Like back when we used to be allowed to date, just on a really awkward date, just like go light a small fire in the bathroom if it's going, oh no, the place is on fire. Ah.
Oh my God.
Lost in the crowd. It's whatever. It happens.
And so much easier than
parents do. What did your parents do when you poisoned your sister?
Oh, we lived on in a very remote area, and her dad, who's not my dad, just picked her up and ran to the doctor's house with her.
How'd they find out?
Oh, she walked into the kitchen with the bag in her hand and said, popcorn.
How old was your sister?
3.
Okay.
3, yeah.
All right. Any further questions? No? Okay. Monica, what is your guess? What do you think is the lie?
I don't think you poisoned your sister.
Okay.
Ouch.
I mean, I wouldn't put it past you, Jennifer, but I just don't think you did.
All right. Peter, what do you think is the lie?
I think the pretending to be Jewish thing is not true.
Okay. Jennifer June, what is the lie?
Well, in my defense, my sister did eat the rat poison, but I wasn't there when it happened, and it had nothing to do with me at all.
Well done. So, Monica, you get 1 point, and Jennifer June, you get 1 point as well. Excellent job. Peter, it is your turn now to tell us 2 truths and 1 lie.
Okay. Story number 1. I broke both my shoulder blades in an accident when I was 4.
Oh.
One summer, when I was 13, I did a day camp to learn how to be a mime. And I shared an elevator with Pierre Trudeau twice.
Okay, very good. They're both so deep in thought. Jennifer June, you can ask the first question. What is your question for Peter?
Well, I would like to know what kind of accident you were in, Peter, that broke both your shoulder blades.
Well, I'm a little person, I'm a short person. I'm not a little person, not technically, but I was getting a piggyback ride from a cousin, and I fell on a concrete floor. It was an unfinished floor, and so that caused me to break both my shoulder blades.
But did you fall? How did you land?
I landed on my back. And like the way I landed, I fell and I broke the shoulder blades.
I didn't even know you could break your shoulder blades. Monica, what is your first question for Peter?
So I have to admit, I blacked out once I heard the word mime. So I'm going to have to get some more details on the mime incident. You were sent to school to do miming? I missed that.
No, it was like a day camp at McGill for the summer. It was just a couple of weeks. And like I had demonstrated, I had already done stand-up twice in my school. And I had like an interest in the arts, and there wasn't really anything else that we knew about. And my older brother saw a pamphlet of activities at McGill for the summer, and one of them was mime. And he's like, "Oh, well, this might be of interest to you." So I pleaded with my parents, and they allowed me to take mime school for the summer.
I love that the 2 performing arts you knew about are stand-up and mime.
Well, I mean, I knew I couldn't sing,
world.
and it was related to like the arts of comedy and stuff, and so it was thought that it would be of interest to me because I like things like mum and shots,
Okay, yeah. Go to the mine or become a mime. Those are your only 2 choices.
It felt that way back then.
How old were you when you went to mime camp?
I was 13.
13? Okay.
Yeah.
Jennifer, do you have another question?
The times that you were in the elevator with Justin Trudeau, were they both like in the same elevator, or was this 2 totally isolated incidents?
It wasn't Justin Trudeau; it was his father, Pierre.
Oh, sorry, Pierre. Sorry.
It was the same elevator. It was 2 incidences, and it was at Heenan Blakey, the law office he worked at, when I was a bike messenger. I was delivering packages, and on 2 occasions, I was in the elevator. One case, I walked in and he was already there, and he smiled politely. And the other time, I was in the elevator and then he walked.
Well, that's it. Did you like say hi or anything, or just like?
First time, I was starstruck.
Sorry.
It was like, oh my God, that's like one of the greatest leaders of our country. And then the second time, I managed to just say thank you to him, very nervously.
Nice. Did you like do a mime trick for him or anything, or?
If I did, Secret Service would have taken me out. So, yeah.
Justified.
Okay. Are there any further questions for Peter, or do you have your answers?
Well, yeah, I have one more question. When you fell and broke both your shoulder blades, what then happened? Like, how was that dealt with, medically speaking?
I was crying, I was screaming, and then I was taken to a hospital or a clinic. I don't remember exactly what it was. But then for the next little while, I wore a cast that completely covered my chest. It was kind of X-shaped in the front. So my older brother said I looked like a Mexican bandito because, you know, there's always the image of them like with the bullets like going across their chest. So, but that was it. So I had that on for a long time.
Was it summer or winter when you broke your shoulder blades?
I genuinely don't remember because I was so tiny.
Okay.
When you're 4, you don't really think of seasons.
That's true. All right. Are you ready to guess now? Okay, Monica knows.
I feel like there's no way on any planet that you decided on your own to do anything related to mime. So I'm going to have to say there's no way that is the truth.
Okay.
Funny answer.
Jennifer June, what do you think is the lie?
Here's the problem I'm having. It's because I do, in theory, agree with I just can't possibly believe. But then at the same time, I'm like, would Peter have used such an unbelievable thing as his lie?
Right.
Oh, yeah.
And then I'm like,
he said that he had done stand-up twice at school.
Yeah, but and I feel like that was later, his stand-up.
Yeah, 13.
But then I'm also like, but Peter would choose something so obvious because then I would doubt it and then whatever. So I just want to say something dumb like, I don't think you were with Trudeau 2 times in an elevator.
Okay, is that your final answer?
Yeah.
All right, Peter, what is the lie?
The lie is the mime school. I never would have done fucking mime school.
Obviously.
Yeah.
Good
All
God.
right. 1 point to Monica.
Jennifer, you thought he was more clever than you.
I know. And
I
he's
had
been telling
performed
me.
Stand-up by then twice, though. I did perform the first time at 11 and then at 12. Yeah.
Wow, an 11-year-old doing stand-up. That's a bitter 11-year-old just like smoking a cigarette. It's like
it's what stunted my growth. Yeah.
All these hacks in town, none of them are like me.
You gotta have more experience and life experience before you become a comic like me.
Yeah.
No one out there is telling you the truth.
Yeah.
No one out there is telling the truth about gym socks. I'm keeping it real. I'm talking about gym socks.
All right, Monica, it is now your turn. You have been killing it in this round.
Thank you.
So maybe you will fool us all with your 2 truths and 1 lie.
Possible? It's possible. Okay. All right. In my 20s, I recorded a pop song called Conflicted.
Oh, no.
For a short time, I was in a Hungarian fusion band. I auditioned for the Blair Witch Project.
Very good. Peter, you can ask the first question.
Where were the auditions for Blair Witch?
It was on Broadway, but like not Broadway proper, like Lafayette. Actually, I'm very bad at directions, but it was Lafayette, like where almost all the auditions / cattle calls took place at the time.
And what year was this?
It was when Blair Witch Project was casting, which must have been like, so I was somewhere between 20 and 25, but let's say probably more like 23, 24. Let's not do the math on that. But before 99 and after 95. Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah. Don't Google. If you Google Blair Witch Project, that isn't fair. But I do think that's got to be right. All
right. Jennifer June, what is your first question for Monica?
Monica, I'd like to know what your role was in the Hungarian fusion band. What did you play?
I'm singing.
Singing.
Can you like hum a few
that's
bars for us?
It's been a long fucking time. That's all I'm gonna do. Thank you.
What was the band called?
Good
It was
question.
called Danube Express.
Nice. Not like the Danube local. They suck.
No, that's so fucking slow. It just takes you right under the water and you drown.
Yeah.
What was it?
When was this?
These are all in my 20s, hence the lack of comprehension of details. But this would have been 90, between 98 and 2000.
Okay.
What was the fusion part of this fusion band?
There was like one white guy who was just doing like regular funk type stuff. So like regular white funk. So
What
tape
city?
down
was-
funk, you
Yeah.
know?
What city was this in?
Oh, they were, all these things were, no, wait, sorry. That was in New York. They weren't all in New York. That was in New York.
And this was when again?
Between 98 and 2000.
Okay.
Probably 98 or 99.
What was your album called again? Your
There was, my album, no, it was, I never
Yeah.
recorded an album, just one pop song.
your pop song, right? Sorry. What was
You
that?
can imagine how well it did. Yes, so it was called Conflicted.
Okay. And did it like chart at all? Where was it released? What was the
No.
album art like?
So this is like, on the list of patheticness that I've done. So I, at various stages, I'm like, you know what? Why don't I do this? And this is going to be the ticket, So people used to say I had a good voice, and I'm like, well, I haven't really tried to have a singing career. So I had auditioned for a bunch of stuff, and then through there met somebody and hired him to record this song.
Okay.
And eventually
Who wrote the
declared
song?
bankruptcy because I really didn't have the money to record this song. I'm so smart.
Who wrote the song?
The guy did. The guy that I hired.
Can you sing some of it right now?
Yeah.
No, I can only sing the last part where like there's a bunch of stuff happening and then I go, I'm so conflicted. That's all. That's all I remember. And it took me a while to remember the actual name too. I was like, so frustrated. No.
All right. Jennifer June, do you have any further questions?
How many people were in the fusion band?
It was only 3.
3. Okay.
What other instruments?
It was whatever the fuck, the bass, the bass and then a trumpet.
So it's vocals, bass, trumpet.
Yeah. I'm not saying it was a good band.
I'm
just saying it
very
was a band.
skeptical now because that doesn't make any sense. What did you have to do for the Blair Witch audition? Because I feel like that wasn't a super scripted film
That's
from
it.
what I know.
I am trying to remember. They basically made you improvise like what you see in the film when she's kind of getting panicky, like more panicked. So yeah, that was pretty much what they did. They brought me into a room and, and then it was like, okay, so you're in the woods and then it kind of worked from there.
Okay. Yeah. Man, I would have nailed that audition. Just do what I do when I wake up every morning. So what? Okay. Any final questions?
I'm not laughing at you, Elspeth.
It's okay.
Way too relatable. That's all. Just
All right. If there are no further questions, I will let you guess. Peter, what is your guess?
I'm just basing this on how much I know Monica hates everything to do with her roots and her culture. I just have a hard time believing she would be part of a Hungarian fusion band. I could believe a fusion band. I just can't believe a Hungarian fusion band because she would tell everyone to fuck right off the moment they approached her to be in that. The Blair Witch thing is possible. I have a cousin who's a singer. She recorded like 8 or 9 songs in her 20s that nothing happened to, and it seems to be like a common thing people do. So that's why I'm going to say, Hungarian fusion band is the bullshit. That's what I think.
All right, good guess. Jennifer June,
The
what
fib,
do you
I'm
think?
sorry.
What do you think is the lie that Monica is telling us?
I'm torn, but I also have recorded many songs, and pop songs have gone absolutely nowhere because of me guys who came along and wanted to record me. So I'm going to say the Hungarian Fusion Band is the lie.
All right, Monica, what is the lie?
Okay, that is the lie, and you guys are like totally right. The thing is, I did get into the Hungarian Fusion Band, but they flaked out, so I didn't actually end up performing with them. Hence the lack of details. I was like, what fucking instruments are in a band? What, and why doesn't that make sense?
It was the instruments is what put the. I kind of believed you. They're like trumpet and bass, like.
I was like, what are instruments?
Yeah.
I've never actually performed with the band.
That was very good, and I'm going to be awake until I can find Monica Hamburg's conflicted. I need to find that, and I need to hear it.
You can't, because it was like a time before social media, so it's it's wiped out. I would also like to find it. I had it on an old website that was like in whatever fucking, in old software, so there's just no way to recover it. But I'll see. I contacted the guy when I couldn't remember my the title, so we'll see if I can get the copy of that.
Please do.
Is your MySpace page still active by any chance?
I was just gonna.
It was pre-MySpace, so no.
Wow.
Yeah.
See, my songs that were recorded by some random dudes are still on MySpace.
All right. We only have 2 rounds left, and then we can all go find Jennifer June Chapman's old singles on MySpace and Monica's if we're lucky. And maybe Peter has some secret songs as well. Who knows? It's a folk band.
They're all silent because he was performing as a mime.
Yes.
At the end of that round, oh my goodness, this is a tight game. Peter and Monica have 4 points apiece, and Jennifer June is in the lead with 5 points. As we move on to our penultimate round, the How Much round. Welcome to the How Much round. In this round, I will show you interesting things that I found for sale online, and you will tell me how much you think they cost. So first up is this completely ordinary 4-wheeled cycle. So it is called the only 4-wheeled cycle, and it's from Hamateur.com. So here's a little description of this bicycle for you. I will show you a few more pictures as well. So there it is by itself, and there it is. Safety first. Wear your helmet. I feel like they just picked the perfect model for this as well. Like, that guy looks like he would have one of those. It's like perfect casting. So this was invented by Scott Olson, creator of the rollerblade inline skate. It is propelled forward by rowing with the patented handlebar. It is handcrafted aluminum frame, textured handlebar, and a thumb-operated gear shift. So, how much do you think the only 4-wheeled cycle is? Jennifer, since you're in the lead, I will ask you first. How much do you think it is?
Am I allowed to ask for a clarification about something?
Yeah, for sure.
Is this the only like the only actual one, or like the only company that makes this is the only model?
The only company that makes them. So yeah, there are a couple.
Okay. I think it's $863.49.
$863.49. Okay. Monica, how much do you think this 4-wheeled cycle is?
It looks massively stupid, but also like it's something people would care about, and I'm going to say $3,200.
$3,200. All right. Peter, how much do you think this 4-wheeled cycle is?
I'm gonna say 940.
940. All right. All very good answers. Monica, you were the closest. It is $3,000. Well done,
Dear God.
Monica.
Holy,
yes.
thank you.
Why?
That's great.
So that's a
Yes,
serve
really.
check and a half for this.
That is a lot of rent.
Yeah. But look how cool you look when you ride it.
0%.
Where would you ride this to, any of you? Where would you, if you had one of these and someone's like, you have to give it a ride at least once?
Oh,
Where would you take it?
I would ride it to like those little waiting pools at the kids park, and then just like sit on it and smile at kids that don't belong to me. Like in a way of like, hey guys, aren't I cool? Like not in a creepy way, just like right? Like check it out like that.
Look at me.
Hmm.
My helmet matches my shirt, matches the bike. It's whatever. Monica?
I would do this if I had a stalker and he was like, you know, kind of intense and it was clear he wanted to sleep with me, and I would, you know, I would pedal in front of his house and be like, I love you. And I feel like that would be it. That would get rid of him.
Monica, if you ever do buy one, don't do that. I feel like that would make you seem that much more vulnerable.
Yeah.
Potentially.
You'd have to like row away down the street. Going from bike lane to sidewalk. And just...
I think he'd lose interest, but you're right. If he didn't, I'm in trouble.
Yeah, it'd be easy to catch on this thing.
But it's propelled by something.
Peter, where would you ride this?
I mean, I don't know where I'd ride it to, but I know that the definite advantage is, you know, after $3,000, you don't need to buy a lock because no one is ever going to steal it.
It's true.
So there's that benefit. I mean, you could really just park it anywhere. It will be there when you're done. No one will take it.
That is very true. All right. Excellent job, you guys. Our next item. Oh, it's a haunted doll. I love haunted dolls. This haunted doll was found on Haunted Recovery, which is a store on Etsy. There aren't that many good pictures of her, which I was a little annoyed. That's the close up of her cross. And that's her back and her little hands. You can see her little hands real nice in that one. So for this doll, she's haunted from the Sedumsville Rectory, which was featured on Ghost Adventures. Spirit attachment possible. We are caretakers of the Cedarsville Rectory, as featured on Ghost Adventures. So they mentioned that twice in the very short description. And she was 15 inches tall and possibly haunted, but was definitely in a place that was on television. So that's cool, right? Peter, how much do you think this haunted nun doll is?
Well, when it comes to nun dolls, as far as guessing prices, I don't make a habit out of it.
Oh.
But because of its TV provenance, I'm going to guess stupid and say $1,500.
$1,500. All right. Monica, how much do you think this haunted nun doll is?
Okay, they always have to have like 666 in the haunted number. So it's $866.66.
All right. Very good. And Jennifer June, how much for the haunted nun doll?
I feel like she's $332.00 because whoever listed her, I feel like they're good people. Like, I don't feel like they're gougers, but they can't just charge $20 for it because they did mention the TV show repeatedly.
That's true. That is true. So actually, you're all quite a bit over. So Jennifer gets the point on this one. This beautiful haunted nun is honestly a steal at $138.50. It's very cheap for a potentially haunted nun doll who was in a place that was on TV once.
I do not respect this haunted doll seller.
Oh, you just cursed yourself. You're going to get haunted now.
Good one, Monica.
Way to go, Monica. Now we're all going to get ghosts.
Next time I'm with someone and they're like, have you ever had anything? And I'd be like, yeah, I got ghosts once from Monica.
Yeah. Oh, don't hang out with Monica. She has ghosts.
That's what kept my social life.
Yeah.
Got it.
We tested positive for ghosts.
Oh, keep your spirits up.
Oh. I'm just curious about how you like go and check the market for like what's a haunted doll going for these days. Like, what should I price my haunted doll at?
I am curious as well because they are like all over the place. I think because like normally there's like a long story about like how haunted the doll is and how it's like, I think I saw its hand move once. And sometimes I get scared at night. Like, and so those dolls are usually a lot more expensive. Like, it depends. Yeah.
I had that same experience because I had the haunted doll section on my show as well, and I noticed the same thing. There's like a long backstory, and then some random occurrence you could attribute to anything. One of them was like, I saw spots behind my eyes. I'm like, I see that all the time.
Exactly.
You have cataracts.
Yes.
If I was in the room with it and I closed my eyes, everything would be dark. It's haunted. Yeah, like,
100%.
I love it though. I always get like some of them I found I've like been really entertained by the stories, and then I've been writing it down and I'm like, I'm gonna get cursed if I use this as a joke. Like, this is how the horror movie starts for me. All right, we have one final item left. I want this. I'm moving on November 1st, so if anyone wants to give me a housewarming present. Everyone's super flush with cash right now, so housewarming present for me. This is Lola. She is a taxidermy squirrel from Vaughn and Sullivan Company on Etsy. I love her more than anything. She's so glamorous. So the description is material, animal hide, glass eyes, wood wool. Lola is stretched out on her vintage mink rug while subtly flipping off the photographer. She's so saucy. She hates having her picture taken. So there's Lola. You can kind of see her flipping off the photographer, I guess. I don't know. I love her. Monica, how much do you think Lola costs?
It's $1 for every second of disgust I am experiencing. $1,000. Wait, $1,050, and then 84 cents.
Okay, so some microseconds of disgust for you.
Yeah, there's some of that.
84. Okay, Peter, how much do you think Lola costs?
Is the necklace included?
Yes.
Oh, okay. That changes everything. $247.
247. Okay, and Jennifer June, how much is Lola?
I think Lola is $623.
$623. I am pleased to see that you all value Lola as much as I do. She is beautiful. You are all actually quite a bit over. Lola is $130.
What?
So Peter gets the point on that one.
Lola,
So
that's
very
all you're
well done.
worth.
I know. You're worth more than that to me, Lola. Respect yourself.
Guys, if anyone ever taxidermies me and you see me for that little money on Etsy, I hope you stage a protest.
Will that be with or without the necklace?
Was it a real pearl necklace? No.
It looked like plastic. Yeah.
Peter, be
Wow,
quiet.
real judgmental about the taxidermy necklace here.
I can spot a fake pearl. It's one of my skills. At the end of that round, oh my goodness, Peter and Monica have 5 points apiece, and Jennifer has 6 points.
Wow.
In
What is
the
happening?
tightest game of Battle of Wits we have ever seen, except for the last live show when there was a tie, but whatever. Okay, are you ready for the lightning round?
Oh boy, okay.
Now it is time for the lightning round. In this round, I will ask you rapid fire questions. You will shout out your answers, and the point will go to whoever I hear answer correctly first. Are you ready? Dun 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 dun.
Yes.
Where is the Sea of Tranquility?
On the moon.
Moon. Good job, Peter. 10 divided by 2.
5.
AU represents what on the periodic table
Gold.
of elements? Good job, Peter.
Gold, number 79.
5 times 6.
30.
30.
Good. Dildo is a town in what province?
Prince Edward
Newfoundland.
Island.
Who directed all of the Indiana Jones movies?
Steven Spielberg.
Peter. Rock, paper.
Scissors.
What date is Halloween?
31st October.
31st.
Yeah. Blue and red make what color?
Purple.
Purple.
Monica. February 14th is what holiday?
Valentine's Day.
Valentine's Day.
What colors are on the Canadian flag?
Red and
Red
white.
and white.
Jennifer. What's the first capital of the alphabet?
Hey, what?
First letter of the alphabet.
Hey.
Good job. What's Japan's currency called?
Yen.
Yen.
Yen. The only chess piece that can move diagonally.
Knights.
It's a bishop. Like I know things about chess. All right. Good job, everybody. So I am going to tally the points. And while I do, tell us if you have anything to promote during this lockdown. Monica, what you have going on?
Why, yes, I have a show. It occurs this Friday, in fact, and you can see it on Zoom. You can find out all the information by following me on any social network or by looking on my website, but at monica.hamburg on Instagram.
Very good. Jennifer June, do you have anything to promote?
I do. I just recorded the 4th episode of the We Are Crazy Creative podcast with Megan Redmile, and it's loads of fun, and you guys should all be on it.
We'd love that.
But also people can go listen to it wherever they get their podcasts.
Wait, you meant the audience, like everyone in the audience. You want everyone in the audience to be on it.
No, I just met you guys, and then I remembered that we weren't alone.
All right. Excellent.
Peter, do you have anything to promote?
Yeah.
Like our films?
Yes, I was going to say I would like to put in a plug for Monica's show on Friday and for Jen's podcast and for this show, Battle of Wits, and also the channel that Monica and I have on Vimeo where we are uploading films. We have a new film that we just uploaded last week, and there'll be another one next month and the one after. It's called Forest Hills Films. So you can check that out.
So it's vimeo.com/Forest Hills Productions, right?
Yes, that's right. Yes.
Very good. Excellent. And if people are looking for any other fun shows, there are a bunch of episodes of Battle of Wits on YouTube. And also check out my friends at The Nerdy Show, because I'm just, promoting my friends that have merch. So check out The Nerdy Show. It's a really fun show. They haven't released anything in a while, but it's still a good show, and you should all follow them. But more importantly, follow me. So. And all of these lovely people who are on this show tonight. All right, you guys, you won't believe it. We have a tie with In second place, we have Peter with 8 points. And tied for first, we have Monica Hamburg and Jennifer June Chapman with 10 points apiece.
We did it. And so now there's like a wrestling through Zoom, right?
Yeah.
Some war. All right.
I couldn't lose to two kinder people.
Aw.
Aw.
We love you.
We do.
Yeah.
All right. Thank
That's
you
on
so
you.
much for being on, you guys. And thank you at home for watching. We will be back with more soon, unless I continue to have video game emergencies at work. But we'll be back with more soon. Stay tuned. Thanks for watching.